Dangal greetings everyone. We are the group Team 7 of 1ITE.
And we are going to introduce ourselves one by one. First, my name is Kenneth M. Victoria.
And I am Espinosa John Frankie H.
And I'm Joshua D. Barcoma.
My name is Jul Elect
I am Justine Ken D. Rioveros.
And I am Rey Vincent the Armenta.
I'm Joshua Dwane Durero.
Greetings everyone, my name is Kenneth M. Victoria and I am here to explain our system. So our system is about an enrollment system that allows user or student to enroll their queries or data information to a system to send those data to the admin of the school. Then also the system also implements grading calculator for the admin UI and also an editing of the account details as it serves as changing password. So it's also an admin UI and an student UI or user student UI, and it can be seen the OPS online payment system that allows students to pay their tuition fees through the system online, and the register form on registering and enrolling on the school, and the main menu to know or to see the announcement. So here I'm going to present. First we're going to see the first index is the sign in and sign up. Sign up for registering an account and sign in for logging in account. So first we're going to check the user UI. So I have one password. So login successful, as we can see, and the first is the main menu. So we can see this the two text area that as a container of the announcement on the admin, and a register form on registering their queries of enrollment and online payment to online or to pay their tuition fee through the system. And that's all for the user student interface. So we're going to the admin interface. So in admin interface there's a lot of things we can see. The student applicants, this is the Java class that serves to manage the queries of the student who enrolled, and account panel to manage the accounts password of the students, and report generation to report how many students are enrolled. So number of students enrolled are 11, and their names, and clear report, and to print transaction report, the transaction of the payment. So the admin will know or will have copies of the student who already paid the tuition fee. So you can see this all the details of the student who already paid using the online payment system, and a print enrolled student to print all enrolled student, and a grade calculator that allows the admins to calculate grades, and announce panel that allows admin to post an announcement. So let's try to edit an announcement. The enrollment is now over. So as the admin edited the announcement 2 or the JText area or post 2, so we'll check if the announcement is changed. As you can see, the announcement 2 is changed to the enrollment is now over. So it serves as a functionality as an announcement on the main menu or the newsfeed of the system. So, and that's all. That is all. It's a preview on the quick preview of our system.
Greetings everyone. I'm Casabon and I will explain the program code from login form. First, we have created the username JText field name, JText field username, and JText field password for password, and the login button for the login when the code from, and the sign up button na J-label with action perform for sign up. So let's proceed our program for login. So in in button, we create action perform action event when we created a string username to get username get text field. When the user enter a value, it will come to the username, and string password that get password when they put it will pass to the password string. We created the two if else condition when if username that equals user and password that equals pass, J option payment dialog will face a login successful for and will call the admin control frame when the login successful. Else, we create a condition username is empty and password is empty. J option payment show dialog, please enter both username and password. If we will run the program, if the user login without entering the password, the dialog will show, please enter both username and password. Let's try this. So we can see without entering the password and username, the please enter both username and password. Next. So let's proceed out to our next. In this line, we create a try catch and we create a buffer reader where the account's saved data is placed. We create a string line that equal reader red line. While line not equal to null, string parts line is equal split, comma. If parts 0 equal that equal username and parts 1 equal to password found through break. In this line, we create a condition while checking if the entered value is in the file in the buffer reader. If found, J option message dialog this login page dispose username. So if we will run this, yeah, we will see in this the login form. When the buffer reader read the entered value in the J label, the login will be okay and the user will be entered in the mainframe. Else, so J option may show the message dialog, this invalid username and password, catch exception X. And we will, if we enter an invalid code, invalid password, this will be input. Invalid username or password. And that's all. Thank you.
So, greetings. Hello, I'm Joshua D. Barcoma and I will present the register form. In the fir- first If the username and password empty, the message dialog ay maglalabas na ay magsasabi ng please enter both username and password. Tapos magre-return lang ulit ito para hindi na siya magtuloy. And then sa naglagay kami ng buffer reader to read para basahin yung file name na user text to check if the username or password already exists. At maglalabas ng message dialog na the entered username is already taken. And the last if statement is at kung hindi hindi nabasa ng hindi nabasa ay isusulat lang uli isusulat ito sa the username at password na may na may kuwit na sineseparate na ng kuwit na upang i-separate ito. At maglalabas ng message dialog na user registered successfully. At yun lang po. Thank you.
After that, the next thing we did was to import various packages. And sa baba po nun is yung public class main menu extend jframe is a line that defines the class main menu that extends the jframe class, indicating that the main menu is a GUI window. Public static void main is the entry point of the program. It is the main method that gets executed when the program starts. Next is action listener that disposes the current frame or window and open the main menu. We also created J buttons named BTN menu with text main menu written on it, BTN account with text register form, and BTN online payment with written text online payment. Then we added a mouse listener to each button to handle the mouse event. It also changes the background color of the button when the mouse enters or exits the button. And nagbago yung kulay. And nag-set din kami ng action listener sa button na pag na-trigger, it will dispose or close the current window or frame and po-proceed sa newly click button. And we can also see here two JText area and both of them have dialog inside them. Set editable polls is used to make the text area non-editable, meaning that the user cannot modify the text content directly by typing or deleting the text. JLabel with text enroll now, time and date, as well as the images that is inserted by indicating the specific location of the image file. Thank you po.
My name is Joshua Durero. Here we are to represent the account management. This is a declaration of the JText field. For example, JText name, age, email, phone number, guardian name. And the next one is the declaration of the J combo box. Example is section 1 ITA, year level, gender, and department and location. Especially, we are proceed to J button save is the main of the functionality component. Inside of the action, when any of the text field is in action listener, action done by the J button save are empty, a message dialog stating fill a fields will show the otherwise private method that contains the button save. Primary function will be invoked. Here is the declaration of method to save data file. In the line of the 989, the line of code is creating a string variables called the raw data. The string is built to containing several variables together along the same common separator will create character end. The variables that are being contained are name, age, selected gender, and emails. The the operator is used the contain the variables and the comma separator is used is to separate the values that the characters added at the end of the indicate new line. The resulting string row data contains the value of contained together the comma separating the new line character at the end. This code is implementing the listener for the button click event. When the button clicked, the listener will perform the following action. It checked whether any of the requirement fields are empty by calling the isEmptyField method for each relevant text field. In that case, text name, text age, text guardian, text number, then text email. The operator used the combine the result the checks with OR condition. So if any of the fields are empty, the entire condition will evaluate true. If any of the required fields are empty, the listener display the error message dialog using the optional pin show message dialog method. The message inform the user to fill the fields and the dialog is displayed with an error icon. If all the required fields are filled in the listener, I calls the save data to file method to save the data entered by the user to a file. This code is validating the required fields are not empty before allowing the user to save the data and providing an error message if any required to fields are empty. Thank you.
Hello, I am Rey Vincent Armenta. I will be discussing online payment system JFrame. First of all, I will be explaining the navigation menu and how it works. By clicking the main menu, it uh, it called the main menu JFrame and dispose the online payment. The same by clicking the online payment, it will dispose the main menu JFrame and it will be calling the online payment system JFrame. Now, on the other hand, I will be explain the declaration. First, we declared JText field for full name, Gcash number, payment amount, and combo box for course selection. We also declare JText area, JButton, and JTable. Then by clicking the input, The message dialog will appear. Then the user must enter full name and then enter the GCash number, enter the payment amount, and here appears the receipt. And the input data will appear on the local disabled locally by using the try on catch buffer driver. The save the data will be saved on the save transaction data, and it will be calling the full name, GCash number, payment amount, and payment date, course, and tuition fee. And it will be saved locally in the tran- in the transaction. Full name Shinra, GCash number 0842-111-23421. Payment amount 15,000. Payment date 05302023. Course BSIT, tuition fee 15,000. The done button function is to clear and empty the set text or the input data. And that's how online payment works. Thank you for listening for my discussion.
Uh, my name is Justine Ken D. Rioveros. Ngayon, my part is I will explain the part of admin control. And as you can see, we all had will we already have a data inside our G table. And how does it happen? We use try and catch to prioritize the system that reads a specific text file that will append inside the J table. Now we look at the code of how create button function. As you can see, kapag una po sa lahat, kapag walang selected row sa table, may lalabas na error message dialog. Pero pag may selected row, test niyo po muna natin. Ayan po, may lumabas na message error dialog. And then, if was a selected row, may lalabas na file chooser para malaman kung saan magagawa or magsisave ng text file. Ayan po, may selected and lumabas na pong file chooser. And then, kapag magsasave po ng data sa isang specific file, kasi po natin mag-save, pili mo, gagawa po tayo ng text file. Ayan po. We name it IPC and the data added successfully. And then, next we we look at the code of read button. As you can see, we first call the text file or to read the text file, and every next line on the text file, yung line na iyon ay mapupunta muna sa isang array. Tawagin na po muna natin array. Tapos gumamit tayo ng nested for loop. Ang outer loop ay para sa each row ng table at ang inner loop ay para sa each column ng table. So sa loob ng inner loop, ilalagay natin sa second array yung mga data sa bawat rows and their columns. Pagkatapos ilagay sa second row array, pagkukumparahin naman natin yung data sa first array at ang data sa second array. Kapag mayroong magkaparehas, titigil po yung nested loop for the next row in the J table. Kapag wala naman magkaparehas, yung data sa first row array ay first array doon sa second array, ilalagay na yung data sa first array doon sa selected row. Ganun po. Kaya po, pag may updated, ma-reread na rin po yun. Testin po natin. I-clear po muna natin table. And read. Click the read button. And the data shows in the table. Next. If meron naman po lahat duplicate na data na nagkumpag sa nung pinagkumpara po natin yung first array and second array, may lalabas po na all data is already in the J table. Now, we look at the function of update button. Almost the same with the read button function. If there was no selected row at pinindot yung update, may lalabas din na error message dialog. Tignan po natin. And the message dialog says, please select a row to edit. And then, kapag mayroon naman po tayo napiling row, kukuhain naman po yung mga data sa specific row na yun. Tapos yan po, may lumabas pong panel na nakalagay po sa isang message dialog na may mga text field po. At yung mga data po na yun ay isasalin po sa isang variable na array. At kapag in-okay po natin yun, kasi po natin mag-edit. And pag kinilig po natin okay, may lalabas po na data updated successfully. And makikita po natin yun na nag-read po ulit tayo. Tignan po muna natin sa file explorer. Sa student text file, nandun na po, may na-edit na rin po doon yung in-edit nating data ng estudyante, which is Griselda. Yun po in-edit natin yung edad at saka yung section. And now, let's take a look of the function inside the delete button. Also the same of the function with the update and read button. If there was no selected row, may lalabas pong error message dialog. And kapag yan po na please selected row, and then kapag may selected row naman po, tatanungin naman po yung user na may lalabas po ulit na message dialog na tinatanong ng user kung gusto niyo po talagang i-delete yung row na yon. At kapag pinindot ang yes, that specific row will be removed from the J table. And next, lastly, the clear table. It is just like removing all the data inside the J table. And if we look at the application, if we click the clear table, and all the data will be gone. And that's all for admin control. Thank you.
Greetings again, everyone, and I'm here again to explain another part of the system. It's the account panel Java class. So we're going to see the design of the or the interface of the account panel class. So in account panel class, there was a declaration of the data model, JTable, and a bunch of interactive button: create, read, update, delete, and clear table. Each of these buttons has an functionalities that serve in the class or JFrame application window of this account panel. So we're going to check every part of this, see the functionalities. So in create button, there's a functionalities that allow the admin to create an account using and the admin control. So as you can see, it will show an input dialog of the username and password. So also, even if the admin is already as a function the input account, there's an if statement that will handle if the empty. So, and it will also show that if the data or inputted username password is duplicated, therefore the data will not be saved because it already exists. So it will not allow same username or password in the button of creating account. So, but if the username and password is unique and therefore an account create, there will be a message dialog that will appear that account created successfully and success, and else the username and password cannot be empty. So let's try to meet that error. So let's try if the empty field is empty. So there are validation error that will appear that username and password cannot be empty. So we'll try that. And now we're going to try to use an existing or already existing account. Rosa and Rosa 123. So if the account inputted by the admin is already exists, therefore a validation error will appear that username already exists, and also it will not append to the JTable. So the whole purpose of the create button is to create account using by the admin users. So we're here going to explain the next part is the read. We're going to check the read. In read, we will see an action performed that implements a file buffered reader. So it means it reads a file. So the file that it reads is the user text file, so where it locates the accounts of the student who register on the system or log in the system and signing up or sign in. So the buffer reader, the file reader, string line, so it knows that it will read line by line and boolean or between true. So please check if the data is duplicate. So, and we are also write the line, read line, so it means it's going to write every line, then a string student data that has a split in order to know the differences of the username and the password. So, and another boolean duplicate that said it's false in order to iterate or to for loop to know the count of the row of the JTable. And if array is equals to student row data and is duplicate, then turns to true and break. Then if the student or if the data is already on the row, therefore it will not append or add a row. But if the data is not already existing in the JTable, therefore it will add the student data on the row, then render close. And if all the data is already in the JTable, a message dialog will appear that all the data is already in the JTable. So we'll try to execute that. First, we try that if the data is already in the table, so we'll try to read it. So as you can see, the message dialog will appear, validation error, all data is already in the JTable. So we'll try to delete one of the information and try to read it to, and if you try to read it, the ROSA information or account, username, password will appear or append again or populate again in the JTable. And that is how the read works. The third one that we're going to discuss is the update. So the update is very important to the account panel Java class, because since the edit buttons serve as to update the data or the password of the username, so this serve as the admin allowing student to change their password if they forgets the password. So we will explain it now. So we have here an in selected type, we will get row and deselected row, then that will know if the selected, if the there's selected, and if not, then it will append the please select a row to edit, and else uses the putted the value of the row into an into declared variables. And we have here to append the text field that will be the container of the model of the selected row of username and password, and a JPanel that will add text field and intersect that will show that the message dialog have a title of modify account details, and if resultant is okay, then it will get the text and model username selected row, so it will get the data that inputted to the input dialog, and therefore we'll use it as an insert on the model in order to get it and use it in a buffer reader to update the data from the text file and also update the data from the JTable. So file reader, file and user text, and buffer reader to read the file, and string builder to assign file to know the string and every line, and a read line, and string parts, line split. So it will know that there's a separation of the two data. So the data is the part 1, 0 is the username, and part 2 is the password. So the edited username equals the username, line username, it will append the new username plus the quit in the separation and plus new password. So it will append the line on the text file and close it the render. So after that, saving the data on the text file, there will appear the data updated successfully. So we'll try to meet the action performed of the update button. So first, if the user or the admin didn't select anything, so an error validation will appear that please select a row to edit. So we'll try to edit an account. So here we can edit the account. So we'll try to edit an account. We'll add a 45 to the password. So a message dialog will appear, success, data updated successfully. So as you can see, the password in here in the JTable was edited. And also we'll try to check if the information on the student text file is already edited too, or I mean in the user text field. So here we can see that it's already updated also, that it already has an 45 on the password. So that is how the update button works. And also the delete button is not that easy, not that super delete kind of function because it only deletes the data that appeared on the JTable, but it never deletes the local file text data because it's part of the project requirements that it will not delete the data locally in order to keep the data files that to save it. So we'll try to delete. So that's what it's deleting the selected row and a clear table button that will kill all the table. So let's try to bring back it using the read. So all the data is still there, even I delete it, or even I delete it all one by one. And therefore, and last one. And let's try to read. All the data is still there, and we'll check the text file, and all the data is still there. So it's not deleting the data digitally because it's just deleting the data reviewed in the J table.
So after the account panel, I am John Frankie Espinosa. I'll be reporting the report generation button, you can see there will be after clicking the report generation button, there will be a JText area and another four button. Uh, the first one is the generate report button. As you can see here in the source code, the action performed in this button is to collect the students' text data, and the buffer will read the data, and it will collect the data and put it in a array list of strings in a row. After that, it will count the number of rows of student who enrolled, and after that the buffer reader will close, and a message dialog will pop up, and the number of students enrolled will be put after counting, and the number of students enrolled in the string who enrolled. And after the report generation button is the clear report button, which is as you can see, there will be a generation report, a sample preview run of the generation report button will show. As you can see, there will be a pop-up message dialog, which is the number of students enrolled, 11, and the name of the 11 students who enrolled. So after that, below that is the clear report button, which is it will clear the JText area. It will empty the JText area. So next, the print transaction report button. So the report transaction button will collect another data. The buffer reader will read the data of the transaction text, and it will create a new PNG file image, in which the transaction will be transposed, and the collected data, the another message dialog will pop up, which has said image is successfully. An example of the preview run of this button is, as you can see, image saved successfully, message dialog, and you can find the file image in the default directory folder. This is the example transaction of the paid enrolled student. Next is the print enrolled students button, which has the same process, and but in different output, which is the as you can see, another preview button and another message dialog image successfully, and you can find another image which is as you can see, which has different data collected in the students who are enrolled. That's all. Thank you.
Greetings again, everyone, and I am here to explain the grade calculator frame or Java class. So here in the design, we'll see that it implements an computation of the prelims, average, midterm, and finals to compute the overall average using a bottom-up compute, and also a data model, a table, in order to preview or add a list of the grades of the student, then say bottom grade and clear and edit and delete. So we'll try to see the functionalities of the Java class. So here we will see that the admin is allowed to insert some grades info. So first is the prelim. 6 and 7. So if we look at that, it will appear the overall average, that this average is 83. Now here on add, so it will serve as adding an admin adding an account. So for example, I'm gonna create myself ID, for example, and for example, this is my grade. And 67. So if I click yes, then my data of the grade will appear. So it will be shown. And if we save that, it will use an JFile user to input my data or the selected item to a specific place. So we'll try to that, and for example, my section is ITC. So if this one ITC grades, then if you click save, it will appear the message that the data has been saved. So we'll check it if it's already saved. So as you can see here, ITC grades, and we'll check that, and here that my grades is appended to the text file. Also we can use read. So try to let's clear, that serve as a clearing the table, and I will read my created the grades of ITC grades. So we try to select it and read it. It will append my grades again on the table, and we also can use edit. So the selected first, that it will use also the boundary reader to read if the selected is already on the text file. So it knows that if the data is already is inside of the text file, then it will edit the data. So to the ITC grades. So therefore it goes to the message dialog that in the edit student grade, it means it read it and found the data on the text file. So let's say we change the 7 into 88.0. Therefore the grades, overall grade, will be updated on the JTable. And let's check on the text file if also it updated the grade. And it's also updated the grade. So our overall grade is 90.3, same as on the preview of the JTable. So while the delete button of the grade calculator Java class, it will delete the selected. but it never deletes it locally. So it's just deleting the data in the text state on the JTable. So it will try to read the file. It will append the created account, and that is all how it works. So in this class or application window, it will allow the admin to calculate grade and see the overall grade and input and data of named student section, and also it will append the inputted grades of the student and compute it overall and input those data on a specific text file to save it locally, so it will have an file of the grades of the student per section, and that is how it works. And that's all. Thank you. Jungle greetings again, and I am here to explain the announcement panel. So let's check the announcement panel. In the announcement panel, we'll see two JTEX area that serve as the container of the announcement panel 1, announcement panel 2. So here we're gonna try to interact the UI of the announce panel Java class. So if we're trying to open, create, serve as the creating of the post and or adding untitled, then post to post an announcement, and edit to edit announcements, and delete to delete announcements. So we'll try to edit. And we have a delete that it only deletes but never deletes the announcement, so it's just deleting the preview. So let's try to check on student UI or user UI. So as you can see, it's already changed. The enrollment is now open, and that is how the announcement panel works.